whether this is your first time or you call CSLDallas your spiritual home, we are grateful you made it here today. Music team.
That was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome to CSL Dallas. We are so grateful that you are joining us via live stream this morning. No matter where you are, we ask that you check in on social media just to let your friends and family know that you're hanging out with us this morning. And also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. CSL Dallas is a special place for you to call your spiritual home. And we say that we are radically inclusive, come on, say it with me, spiritually progressive, and all transforming lives. Great. We also have a few community changes that we want for you to be mindful of. The first is really important. Sunday celebrations are going to be live streamed only until further notice. So that's just to keep everyone safe. The drum circle that was scheduled for September 4th is going to be canceled. The Welcome Home event that was scheduled for September 5th will be rescheduled. But rooms are also still available to rent or to reserve, so just be mindful of that. And you should also know that the core council and our leadership team is closely monitoring everything to keep everyone safe, and we're following the recommendations by Dallas County, okay? All right, for some good stuff, spiritual economics, let's talk about that first. Did you know that prosperity was your birthright? If you want to heal your relationship with money, if you want to have a financial life for yourself and build abundance mindset, then spiritual economics and how to live an abundant life is the class that is for you. And this is taught by very own Reverend Karen. It's a 7-week course, and it starts on September 7th. And you can get registered on CSLDallas.org. Another thing, we have a lot of just announcements we want you to be mindful of. Did you know that you are good enough? All right? 85% of the world's population is affected by a lack of self-love and self-worth. That's not okay, but I think a lot of us have been there at some point of our life. If you are a part of this group, then this class is for you. Join Building Your Self-Worth and Living Self-Love with Dr. Petra, and this starts on September 12th, okay? Now for some more good music. As we reflect on our abundance that is always available to us, please join us in singing Open Wide My Heart.
Be your words today. My heart is open, wide. My heart is filled with the love, peace, and compassion that's available to me each and every moment as a divine expression of the one life. This one life that fills my heart, that fills your heart, that fills each and every one of us, is only a thought away. And so as I choose right now to feel into the love, to feel into the goodness, to feel into the caring of being a human being that's not only having a spiritual experience, but being a spiritual being that's having a human experience right here, right now. I open wide and feel into this vast love that is beyond all measure, that is so great and good that it fills every pore, every cell, every molecule of my being, here and now, today, and always. And so knowing that this is very true, I can affirm this by saying, and so it is.
Open wide mind. Open wide family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
One big family, and that is the one big music team with a couple of guests that you may not know or be familiar with. So I want to say thank you, of course, to Kirby, our music director, and our singers, vocalists today, Cleo and Lainey, but also as they are leaving the stage, Jonathan, Kai, and Alex, the amazing Alex. Thank you, thank you. We have the best music at CSL Dallas. I hope that you agree with me. Music is so much a part of our ministry and our going deeper and our feeling the message and the principles, not just thinking about them. So the theme for the entire year has been and continues to be Together We Rise. And in the month of August, we have been talking about inseparable connection and how we are inseparably connected to the Creator, to Spirit, to God, that the connection with our Creator, there is absolutely nothing that can come between us or anything that Spirit has created. And because of that, we are all connected to one another and to all of life. The third principle in our declaration of principles, where we actually, within Centers for Spiritual Living and Science of Mind, itemize out the 14 or 15 basic principles that we go back to time and time again. And one of those, the first principle is there is one God, the creator of all life. But the third principle is this one. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. And in the last week and a half, we have, as a community, had an opportunity to remind ourselves that we believe in the eternality of every individual soul, because we have experienced what feels like a loss to us in our human experience of 3 very active members. And so if you have not already heard, we want to make sure that you know that the continuity of the souls of Stephanie Roman, Paula Arnold, RSCP, and Reagan Holtz, that continuity of their soul is continuing. It is simply continuing, where we can't see them, touch them, feel them, hug them. But we know that it continues. And one of the things that I love about Ernest Holmes is, even as he gives us these principles that we are guided by, in the textbook he also writes, it is human to grieve over the loss of loved ones. And he reminds us that we are here having a human experience. And so we encourage you, if you knew and still know the presence of Stephanie or Paula or Reagan, that you stand in that place of the both and, that you stand in that place of knowing their individual souls are continuing, and you allow yourself the opportunity to feel the sadness and to feel the grief that you may feel for yourself individually and for all of us collectively as CSL Dallas, as we make adjustments to fill some very big shoes on the music team, some very big hearts in our sacred service team and in our practitioner corps, and fill the unfillable shoes that have been the footprints that have been left by all three of these remarkable women. This is proof that we are inseparably connected. Whether we are present with each other in the physical form or in the spiritual community, we are inseparably connected. And today the focus is that we are stronger together. We know that there are times when we are achieving as individuals, and it's great, right? We get that high from achievement and from succeeding and exceeding our goals. We get really excited when we have an idea and then we see it happen in real life. In the class, in the Science of Mind class this morning, Shauna shared a story and an example of how she's been saying affirmations about the direction of her business, and it's not magic, but things have happened beyond anything she could have imagined. That's the individual connection with spirit itself, the individual connection of living the spiritual life, of seeing demonstrations occur, of manifesting your dreams. Every one of you has stories of those demonstrations where you have stood in your faith and watched your life transform. And if you don't have at least one of those stories, then you need to come hang out with us a little bit more. Because in the CSL Dallas community, we teach this, we demonstrate it, we model it, we show it, and we remind you week after week after week how to have those individual successes. But the reality is that everything we individually do is contributing to a collective experience, whether that is in our families, whether that is in our work or school communities, whether that is here at CSL Dallas and in the spiritual community, whether we're in person or whether we're online. Our individual successes are important. But for the deepest change and for the broadest change, where we experience as a community, as a city, as a nation, as a global citizenry, when we want to experience change, we need each other. And I don't know about you, but if you're like me, you read what's happening in our world today, and you recognize the challenges we all face in common, and you know you can't do it alone. Some of you know I have a Facebook group, and the question is, what is mine to do to interrupt or end race-based hatred and violence? It's a kind of long question, but I'm so used to saying it now. It's just like, what is mine to do to interrupt or end race-based hatred and violence? And that is because we all have something we can do. Maybe your focus is, how do you interrupt or end homelessness so that we have more people who are sheltered than unsheltered, and that we make that transformation. Maybe your direction or your passion is on, like Armando Cantu in our community. How do I help people who have been unemployed or who have limited resources or who have been incarcerated get back into the workforce and build technical skills. Maybe for you it is, how can I have an impact on, like Lainey does, on helping people use their vocal skills in a more productive way, because they want to sing and they want to praise and they want to use their voice for good. Every one of us has ways that we influence the global change, the community change. And all of us need people in our various communities to help us achieve our personal and individual goals. It does not happen just because I'm smart and pretty and bright and friendly and right. I can be all of those things, and I still need you. I still need you. I still need the people I engage with. So this idea of being stronger together is not just a great idea Tracy had for a talk title. Literally, the phrase, or a phrase similar to stronger together, is used worldwide. And it's used in many spiritual and political and community contexts. I was having a conversation with one of our ministers in the Science of Mind movement in Centers for Spiritual Living, Reverend Alex Escudero in Washington, D.C., and we were talking about this idea of being stronger together. And she said, well, Tracy, you know, there are some countries in South Africa that have as their national motto, La unión hace la fuerza. Unity makes strength. It is the unity, us coming together, that makes us strong. And so, of course, I actually believed her, but I also looked it up and found that not only were there 2 or 3 countries in South America, but there were other nations that had the same theme or a similar one, or other movements that had the same theme or similar ones. In the Netherlands, in the original Dutch Republic, they used the Latin phrase that reminds us that we have to work together in order to have the success that we want. I even found that in Chinese, there was the phrase, unity is strength, and it's been used by several different movements at different times in the history to remind us that we must move together if we want to move forward. And in French, you also have the unity makes strength. And so in Belgium and in other parts of Europe that speak French, you will find the same phrase. So I would like to say, you all know me, I am so brilliant that I came up with something new. We should be stronger together. I would love to be able to say that, but it wouldn't be true, and I wouldn't be in integrity if I took credit for it. What I do take credit for, however, is making a commitment that I choose to live in a way that offers my wisdom, my experience, my learnings, my lessons, my understanding whenever and wherever I can, not because I assume I am always right, but because I know that I need input from you and you need input from me. This is what it means to be stronger together. We grow together. We share information, just like we share our problems and solve them together. So as we think this month and focus this month on our inseparable connections, we are reminded that a part of that is learning from each other, sharing with each other, and not assuming that my way is the only way or my way is the best way. And that is true for our individual success as well as for our success in whatever community we are working with, or that any community or group that we are a part of. The mistake that many of us make is that, one, there are two. The first mistake that many of us make is that we think we can do it alone. And we take ownership when we should just take responsibility for our part. Because none of us owns anything totally. It is operating as part of a group or a family or a sangha or the relationship that we have with our friend or our family member or our coworker. So one mistake is we confuse ownership and responsibility. We do have responsibility for making our connection and for taking responsibility for our part in the end result. But none of us ever owns the whole result. And the second mistake we make is this one. Now, let me just take a breath. Let it out. Because I know I'm going to step on a couple of toes with this one. The second mistake we make is that we wait for somebody else to do it. I did my prayer work. I'm doing my meditations. That's all I have to do. You know, if Alex has a problem, then he just needs to fix that. Right? I don't have anything to do with that. And so, homophobia? Yeah, there's a lot, or anti-Asian hate, there's a lot of that's been happening. Well, that's bad. I don't like it. But it's nothing I can do about it. So we wait for other people to change the world. And we have all kinds of excuses. We may think it's because of our age or because of our socioeconomic ability or our education or where we're located. But we're constantly saying, well, I'll just wait on you to do it. I'll wait on the world to change. I will wait and somebody else will take care of it. Well, that's mistake number 2. And I've asked the music team to remind us of our human thinking around that. And then we'll talk a little bit more about how to move from there to be stronger together.
We see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. It just feels like we don't have the means to rise above and meet it. So we keep waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to be persistent when we're standing at a distance. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. No more ribbons on their door. But when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Oh, we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change.
Wow. Waiting on the world to change. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing. But stop doing that. Stop waiting on the world to change. Be a part of the change. Be a part of that change and not waiting for somebody else to fix what seems to be broken, because we know that the world has been created perfectly. And anything that is not working, that is not reflecting the nature of God, the love, the beauty, the wholeness, the peace, the joy, is a result of what we as individual humans and we as humanity and the collective have decided. The systems we've put in place, who we've included, who we've excluded, who we value, who we don't value, that's all human. Because in the truth of spirit, everything and everyone has been created of equal merit and value. Everyone is different, which we talked about last week. Oneness is not sameness. But all of the hierarchy, all of the judgment, that's coming from humanity. Rabindranath Tagore reminds us, individually we are one drop, but together we can be the ocean. We're not just the one drop. The ocean is in us, and we collectively make the ocean. So let's not forget that as we are moving forward in our lives this week. Let's not forget that when we are planning and working and savoring our individual accomplishments, let's not forget that we are at choice, and a big part of our choice depends on how we choose to engage with others. Sometimes we talk about the biggest decision that we need to make is a choice, a decision about whether or not we believe we live in a friendly universe. If I believe I live in a friendly universe, then I know people are for me, not against me. If I live in a friendly universe, then I can believe that I am here for a purpose and that I will have all the support that I need internally and externally. If I believe that I live in a friendly universe, then I am always looking forward to what I want and moving away from the things that happen that are not what I want. And all of that happens based on how I trust and engage with others. Whether it's as small as in my family of one or two, well, I guess if it's a family, there are 2 or 3 or more people, or whether I'm talking about being a member of the global citizenship, the population of over 7 billion people. In the Bible, we are reminded 2 are better than 1, for if either of them falls, one can help the other up. 2 are better than 1. No one of us can be successful in this life. And in fact, I'll take it one sentence further. No one of us can truly live a spiritually grounded life alone, because we weren't placed into the human experience alone. 2 are better than 1. For if either of them falls, one can help the other up. And maybe it's a little arrogant for me to add on to what's in Ecclesiastes in the Bible, but I'm going to add to this. 2 are better than 1, for if either of them falls, one can help the other up. If either of them succeeds, one can celebrate with them together. Both are true. So as we move into this week, I just want to encourage you to, in your mind, have the mantra, we are stronger together. We are stronger together. We are stronger together. And look for opportunities throughout this week. Even if you are sheltering in place at home, you are on Zoom, or you are on a phone call, have that playing in your mind. We are stronger together, and in every conversation you have, in every prayer you speak or write, in everything you do this week, remember that we are stronger together. And even if you, like me, will have moments this week where you are deeply feeling the loss of the physical presence of Stephanie or Paula or Reagan or all 3, remember that they are still here. Because every time we have a memory, every time we take a breath and remember or say a prayer of gratitude for the light that each one of them brought into the world, we are simply demonstrating inseparable connection and that we are stronger together, blessed by, encouraged by, and evolving with those who have gone before us, even if they are not physically present. And so I just invite you to join me as I anchor this in spiritual mind treatment, that we are stronger together. There is only one life. That life is God. And that life is perfect. And that life is my life now. Just breathe that in. One life. That life is God. God's life is perfect. God's life is my life now. And because of this, I know that everything that is happening in my life in this moment and in every moment is perfectly unfolding. The physical life, the mental life, the emotional life, my financial life, my professional life, my personal life, it is all one life. And my life is simply the same as every other life that has been created by the same source. That inseparable connection is what gives me the authority to speak this word. And I speak it in the first person, knowing that my word is your word. So hear it as your own. This week, I am reminding myself every chance I get that we are stronger together, that there is no individual success without collective success. There is no individual failure, because it is all learning that serves the group, the whole, the collective. Yes, this is the truth. We are stronger together with the people we know and the people we have never met. All of humanity is stronger together. And no matter what language I speak, I stand in the knowing that unity is strength, that unity makes strength, that unity is the source of strength. And unity comes because I choose to share, to trust, to listen, to learn, to encourage, and to simply love everyone I can, everyone I come into contact with. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to take this message into the week. I'm so grateful to incorporate this belief into my life. And I'm so grateful to know that as I believe, it must be delivered. For the universe only has one word in its vocabulary. That word is yes. And the universe never takes a vacation, never says no, never turns its back. So I release this prayer into that universal yes, that holy, holy yes. I claim it as done and done perfectly. And I simply look for the demonstration. I let it be. I call it good. And together, we are stronger as we affirm this truth by saying, and so it is.
That was good. It's always good, right? Thank you, Dr. Tracy. It never fails that these Sunday talks, that the energy of this collective community gives me what I need to show up for the week, to show up for myself, and to show up to being a contributor of this collective, of doing this thing together. So this is an offering that has been given to me, and we have a time right now for you to practice in this offering through giving. There are a few ways for you to give. You can give on Facebook, you can give and donate on CSLDallas.org, or you can also text by giving 972-954-4404, and I'll share that text one more time, 972-954-4404. All of your gifts we are greatly appreciative of. We have a few new opportunities to connect and grow. The first is law of attraction. This concept, this way of life has changed my life. If you personally are seeking to manifest peace, if you are looking to greater make use of your talents, then Beyond Law of Attraction is a 3-week course that is for you. It starts on September 23rd, so mark your calendars and sign up on CSLDallas.org. Dr. Petra and Chris Miller are ready to share principles that will take you beyond the law of attraction to a life that truly works. So again, make sure you don't miss out on this class. The next is 21 Keys to Expanding Consciousness. This is a course that helps you to discover the hidden and underlying factors influencing your thoughts and behavior. So really digging deep into consciousness here. This class starts on September 26th, and you too can register today at CSLDallas.org. In closing, there is just always so much good from this community, and what we would love to do now is just open up the opportunity for affirmative prayer and for you to participate in that. And you can do so right there in Zoom or wherever you're joining online in the chat box to join our licensed spiritual coaches to support you in this area. Let's end this celebration by singing "Love Can Move the World."